What is today? Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to anybody who will watch now and later. I just want to start by saying I apologize for not going live last week. I had a lot of stuff going on, and honestly, I was just really, really tired. But I'm gonna give a few minutes to let some people come in. I'm not gonna be like them people that be talking about come on in the room and come in because people can't hear you if they're not on the live. So what's the point of saying come in, come in? Yeah. Have y'all heard people do that? I remember people used to do that on Periscope. What's good, PT92? How you doing, man? I'm not gonna be on that long. I just of course I like to answer questions anybody might have. But not only that, I just want to give a quick update of what's going on in my life, how is local treating me, being a local driver versus regional over the road. I'm gonna give it a few more seconds. Let a few more people come in. Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. So you already have your congratulations, man. You already have your permit, and so you're just ready to go into start school. And for the nervous part, man, you got nothing to worry about. I was working from home, I was a contractor for the government. Would have never thought about driving a truck until one day I was just like, wow, I think I can do it. And so I had no clue of being a truck driver. I was fresh going to trucking school. So, if I can do it, anybody can do it. And the little kid in me now still likes to drive. Like, that's what makes me drive. So you get out that truck and you're like, Dad, I'm doing this. So yeah, that's what's up. I've seen Maverick. I've seen the name on the road, but I have not. I don't know anything about them personally. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, that's pretty much what I did. I did the same thing with rail. Um, got my permit and um, yeah, I did the same thing. Yeah, 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 yeah. The thing about it is just, hey, take it at your own pace. When you are in training, if you don't get something, if you're not understanding something, ask questions. Jack, stop. Ask questions, and that's it. Like, hi, Christy. I start on Monday with Wilson. All right, congrats. That's what's up. I'm happy for you all. I'm happy. It is a great experience. It is something I don't regret becoming a truck driver, getting my CDL. I do not. I think though, once you get the experience and all that under your belt, you just need to find out what works for you. Yeah, all the information. Yeah. Let's talk about that. And I'm 34, by the way. I don't mind telling people my age, but it's been a long, long time since I've been out of college, out of school. And I'm gonna be honest, if you go, there's a video about me. I did a video when I went and took the test. I don't know what state you're in. I'm in Indiana, but I tried studying for all. I was gonna do the general knowledge, air brakes, and what's the other one? General knowledge, air brakes, and mine is going blank. But what I realized when I went to take it, general knowledge is the biggest one. It was like the most questions. I passed that one, but the other two I didn't. You don't have to take all of them on the same day. You can go and take general knowledge one day and then take the rest on the second day. So I end up taking it the next day and I passed. But here's the tip: go download all the CDO apps. There's like two. Um, I'll try to go and post them later. Actually, you know what? No, this is my second phone. I don't. It's on my main phone. But there's two apps that I use: CDL Prep and CDL something, and it's just tests. Just keep taking the test over and over again until the information stick. That's all I did. And after a while, the information will stick. So I like if you really want to hurry up and take it, hurry up and get it. Do it that way. Download those apps and keep just doing the test over and over until like you can mess up on the test on your phone and they're gonna give you the right answer. So then you just figure it out like, oh, okay, that's what they meant. Cool. Combination, that's what it is. General knowledge, combination, and air brakes. I think that's generally the other two that you need. You really don't need hazmat unless your company says you need hazmat. Unless you're going to a hazmat company, but I don't think starting out you have to have those things. I think it's just combination and air brakes for sure. So yeah, that's how I approach the information. I took hazmat training today, test on hazmat endorsement A15. Oh wow. Yeah, that's good. Congratulations, Christy. Yeah, that's exactly what you can do. Unless you're just a bookworm, you can pick up the book. Like I had the CDO book, never opened it because I just use the apps. It's 2024. Let's make things better. And there's a ton of videos and stuff that actually will tell you just use the apps. Now, just be careful though, because there are some stuff that is, I've noticed some stuff will say for Indiana, they will have different numbers, different figures. Oh, here's another tip. When you're taking that test, the test will tell you you only need a certain amount to pass. Well, when you come to a question that you don't know, you are able to skip it, answer all the ones you do know. You may answer enough that you don't even have to go back and answer the ones you didn't know. I did that on my second go around. So, as long as you, at the end of the day, who's going to ask you, so what questions did you miss? Or which ones did you skip? Now, we just need you to pass it, and that's it. So, and that stuff is all gonna stick once you get in training and you get on the road in your own truck. You're gonna be like, oh, that's why that stuff mattered. You're gonna understand how it all fits. When I first started, it just didn't make sense. So yeah. Yeah, Christy, that just press answer all the stuff you know. Answer all the questions you know. Yeah, that would work. You could do flashcards if that's your thing. But all I did was just use the app. I just kept going through it like constantly. I would take the test and just take it again, take it again. I took it probably like 20 times a day on that app, just going back and forth, just going back and forth until the terminology started sticking. All of that. That's what I did. Yep, no problem. Where is everybody from? I have 5 people now. Make sure, can you give me a thumbs up on this video? Give me a like on the video. That's it. That will just help the algorithm to keep the video pushing. That's it. I am trying to grow my channel. Kentucky, that is nice. How's the weather in Kentucky? I'm in the Midwest. I'm in Gary, Indiana, 40 minutes away from Chicago, and it was nice today. I rode my bike today, but it's now raining. Windy. Yeah, it's windy here too. I think everybody got wind. It was windy last night while I was driving. Yeah, I was driving. Let's talk about local stuff. Um, wait. Let me ask you this. PT92. What are you going for? Do you know if you're gonna be flatbed, uh, flatbed, driving, reefer? And Christy, what about you? What are you gonna be pulling? Flatbed. Okay, that's what's up. I just never was a flatbed type of person. Reefer. I was a reefer driver. Yeah, I don't know. At first, me and the reefer had a love and hate relationship, but and then I think I went reefer because it made more money. Flatbed, of course, is kind of at the top, and then it's reefer. But reefer only makes more money because you sit waiting. That's it. You do a lot of waiting. Unless you're on a dedicated fleet and they're gonna have you in and out, moving and moving and moving, doing dropping hooks. But me and the reefer trailers, I just uh, once I nailed, hey, get the fuel, do this, do that. Like you develop a strategy of how to get stuff going, it'd be piece of cake. That's what's up. But I had a few classmates when we started, they were flatbed. Half of my class was flatbed, and like half of it was drive-in and reefer. I think my class was 8 people, and then it went down to 6 because 2 people didn't get their CDL, and now it's down to 1 person still at the company. Everybody else left, but we're still driving. We just went to other places. PT 92. Would you be national or regional or even local? Christy, what about you? Are you going to be regional or national? I just want to say again, I said in the beginning, I apologize. I know I said I was going live every Tuesday. Last Tuesday, it was just a lot and I was tired. Tuesday was like my first. Tuesday and Wednesdays are my off days. So my Fridays are Mondays yesterday. But your boy did record a video yesterday and it's actually loading right now. Right now, as we speak, it should be almost done. So you guys will have that tonight. And it's just a day in the life of a local trucker. Since I am local, I just wanted to give you guys something to show you what I do on a daily basis. It can be a little boring because it's the same thing all the time, all day. I'm going to the same places all day. But for anybody that's interested to see, like, hey, could I do that? And of course, the biggest thing is that you get to come home. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, I think flatbed is really good for national. You can like maximize miles and get the bang for your buck because you can travel most flatbed people stay in California. You stay on the West Coast and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, blessings to you on that. OTR National. That's what's up. One of my good friends, we went through the class together to get our CDLs. He is Reefer OTR National. Think he was in Texas a couple days ago. And he lives here as well. That's what's up. Another question. I'm just in a talking mood. What made y'all want to get into trucking? Christy, what made you want to get into trucking? PT 92. I know some people like they come from a family of truckers, so it's the thing to do. Um, who is this? Yasa Tito. Well, I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry that you're tired of live streams. I didn't know if I ever had to do that on a live, but yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, that's what I got into. I wanted something that didn't involve sending emails, didn't involve conference calls, didn't involve all of that kind of stuff. I was over it, and I just wanted to try something different. Yeah, you most definitely will feel like your own boss because it's a lot of responsibility. So you will feel like you are in control. Christy said, "Dad's a truck repair owner, operator, and repair shop. I am older, just time to get rolling around. Okay, I like that. That's what's up. There's a gentleman named by Fred. I think. Shout out to you, Fred, if you watch this video. He's been emailing me because he wanted to get into trucking, and I believe he just turned 60 years old. So y'all out here, like, I don't know how old you are, but I'm just saying, like, age is just a number, and whatever you want to get into, you can do it. I know there was another lady who emailed me as well, and she was a realtor, and she wanted to get into trucking. I think she was like 56. So yeah, late 40s. Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. My buddy who I said I was in class, I think he turns 40 this year. So, and that's the thing about trucking. I've seen so like you see so many walks of life in the trucking industry. Like when I was at truck stops, you seen people who you knew were old, and then you seen people who looked like they just turned 18, but I'm sure they were in their 20s. So yeah, and it's like once you get it down pack, it's not a hard job. The hardest job is just being safe, and the easiest is driving. Actually, I'll say that. Oh wow, that is actually that's very interesting that you would do this with that background. But I've heard like, yeah, I'm right there with you, right there with you. Yeah, like I said, I was a contractor for the government for 7 years, working from home, working downtown Chicago. I was working in fleet management, so it was in the arena of all of that. And then I'm a musician as well. Play for churches, classically trained. Last year around this time, I had 17 piano students. 17. I was teaching on Tuesday and Wednesday after I got off work. But after a while, I just wanted something different. And I noticed a lot of people there. It's like the season of change for people. They just want to do something different, and yeah, it's never too late to just go after what you want. Not at all. But I think the title of this, let me see something. Hold on. I said I wanted to start like giving some talking points for these lives, but and then I kind of wanted to leave it open to Q&A just in case you guys have questions or whatever. But I just want to give a short summary, I guess, because I made 30 days at my new company already. It's been 30 days, y'all, since I've been there. And I just wanted to give a little rundown of how things have been. And I originally was a regional for people who haven't been watching the videos. I was regional, meaning I was Midwest Monday through Friday, and would come home on the weekend. Some days I would get home Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, but would go back out on Mondays. I went from anywhere from here to Michigan, Wisconsin, um, and actually I started venturing out. Like I told them, give me anything. So the last 2 weeks I was there, I was in Virginia, then I drove to New York. Yeah, I didn't care. Um, no, I didn't say anything else. I was worried when you left for if you were like local. Yeah, see, okay, let's talk about that. That's what I was trying to get to. That's what I've been talking to some of the guys that work for Martin that's on this dedicated fleet. And what I'm learning is, first of all, when you're on a dedicated fleet, that dedicated fleet is different from everything else. It's not your regular. You ain't looking for pre-plans. I know dispatch. The way I'm dispatched, I'm not even dispatched. So it's different. It's a different animal. Um, I was wondering if I was gonna miss being over the road regional too. And when I come home after work, I don't miss being over the road. Sometimes, cause I drive 294 all day, and anybody who's ever been to Chicago, y'all know Chicago's traffic is a mess. Jax, come here. Come here. Come here. He's scratching at the door. I'm gonna let him out. Y'all give me a second. He's acting like a little kid. But oh, now he's here. See? All right, so I guess he wants me to go out. That's what he wants. Um yeah, I that look going around back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It can get tiring and the traffic and all of that. But when I come home, it's all worth it. Cause being over the road, you just never knew. Like, is it gonna be a good truck stop? If it's not, do they have good food? Like, am I gonna get a good shower? Is the shower's clean? All that, and then like it's a lot. It's a lot that goes in. So, and this is the first time I actually feel in trucking. Like when I leave that truck and I get in my car and come home, that's it. I don't got to think about work. I don't have to think about trucking. But all that time I was trucking back in the day, like, and I ain't even been driving that long, but I still had it. It still felt like I was working. So yeah, I probably be local for a long time. I probably will switch because there's some other local stuff you can do, but I probably will stay local. It would the money will have to just make it had to make some sense for me to go back over the road. Yeah. Now there's a con. I miss having my own truck. I'm slip seater now. I do miss having my own truck because I could leave stuff in it and have it set up the way I do. But when you're sharing a truck, it's like right now I'm dealing with somebody who like I originally told him, I said, hey, after you're done with the truck, fill it up and I'll fill it up for you. So when we both leave out, you got a full tank, I got a full tank. We ain't gotta worry about stopping at a fuel station. One thing y'all gonna find out, people who are drivers or who about to be drivers, when you go do a fuel stop, when you go fill up, it's not like 5 minutes. It's not gonna be 2 minutes. You can be there for 30 minutes because somebody might be in the line before you. You gotta wait for them. And when you filling up a semi truck, it doesn't take it's minimally you're gonna be there for 20 minutes. So who wants to do that when you start work? You gotta go to the fuel station. So he has not been filling up, and I'm just like, okay, that's what we're doing. Okay, cool. But that's kind of the only con about it. Of course, if I had my own truck, I could. I think I was only filling up every other day, but it's not that bad. I will say this. This is what I want to say too. You know how people talk about the trucking industry and how freight is slow. Um, Even being local, I can tell that it affects local too, because there are some times when stuff is slow too for us. Yeah, and but now that I'm with Martin, they have a lot of things that are in place. Um, if I'm sitting waiting for a load, I'm getting paid, and if I'm broken down, I'm getting paid. And then I have a minimum guarantee for the week of 1,400. If I don't, if I make under 1,400 because it was slow or whatever, I still get 1,400 regardless. So yes, I am on a payment plan for rail. They do give you payment options. I think they even give you they give you like a 20% discount if you just pay the lump sum altogether. What's really funny, Rail has been messaging me and emailing me about coming back. Do you want to talk to a recruiter? Do you want to see what jobs we have available? They've texted me like 3 times. They sent me 3 emails. I don't know how I got on that list for y'all to want thinking I'm just coming back. So, and that's the only thing. Like, I would have been there still, like, had the money made sense. That was it. I needed the miles. If I got the miles to make the money, I still would have been there. I never had anything really bad to say about rail. I just didn't have time to wait until they decide to give me miles. And so now I don't work. I get paid by the load. So I start at 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. and I can choose to start working at midnight or I can choose to start working at 11. So minimally I need to work 8 hours, but I can work past that. That's up to me. So you can do the bare minimum if you want to. And then the bare minimum I think is you making 1400 a week. But you can do more than that. And then if I want to come out on my off day, I can work 6 days in a row. So Rail never gave me an option when it came to like they telling me freight low or take these little miles and then that's it. So I didn't like that. So how how far no, you said you just started, my bad. Yeah, well, the thing about it, okay, so I'm gonna say this. This is how I felt when I got into it. When I got into it with rail, with trucking, I I wasn't focused on the money because you really can't be focused on the money starting out because you just got to really know what you're doing. You got to learn the job. So kind of shift your mind not on the money so you can just learn the job. And once you do that, time will go by. But then there is gonna come a time when you be like, okay, I know I'm a good driver. I know I can do this. So yeah. 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 Now if I could go back in time and redo what I did, I probably would have. Now see, this is the thing though. This is what I hear. I hear people go to a CDL school on their own, pay whatever, get a grant, do whatever. But and then sometimes it's hard for them to get a job because they don't have experience. And so it's like you gotta start somewhere. So versus some people like me, I went to a job that has a school and they say, you already got the job. Just get your CDL and we got you. So, um, yeah, it's kind of tricky. It's tricky because, and in all honesty, if I did go to a CDL school and go and go to a CDL school and then go start working at a company, I would want the company to be like, I need help. Like I passed the test because I just did the stuff they told me to do, but I still need some hardcore training. So I wouldn't want to just be thrown out into the woods because I've seen people on YouTube say, I don't, they didn't train me, they didn't do this. And then you start hearing a story saying, well, they came out of CDL school and then they got hired on this company. And it's like, you didn't learn really what it was to be a trucker. Now, I can get that to rail. Rail, they made sure you knew what you was doing. So if they felt like you didn't, they weren't putting you out there. Oh wow. Okay. But I don't know, Christy. You got a trucking background with your family. You sure you don't know how to drive already? Hey, PT92. I don't know if you're still on or if you see this later, but let me know. I just want to know when you start backing a flatbed. Let me know. I actually want to back a flatbed. I want to see like because you can see over it unless it's tall or whatever, but you can see that trailer. You can't do that. You can't see that in a dry van or whatever. But it's a different view. Ah, got you. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing. It's tricky, especially now. It's just weird. Like they have you a contract saying you got to stay this long or do this and all of that, and it's like, are y'all gonna pay me worth? Am I gonna? The time does go by, but is it hard on automatic? What you mean? Is it hard to drive it? It's not. It's basically driving the automatic is basically like a car. That's why you have all the older truckers. You have all the older truckers that talk about us being steering wheel holders because they say we're not real truckers because we ain't doing no work. Because they shifting gears and pressing the clutch. Nope. So let me tell you this. So it's 2024, and the semi trucks are very modern. So when you're going down, you have a choice. When you're going down a steep mountain, you have a choice to manually put on your jake brakes and do the work, or you can use a feature called hill descent. And if you put hill descent on, hill descent will do all the work for you. While it's going down, it'll hold you at a certain speed. You set the speed and it'll just hold it. It's just going to, if you want to go down going 60, no matter how steep it is, the jake brakes are going to do all the work. Now, if you want to manually be braking and using a jake brake, you can do that too. That's the way I learned. I learned the first way with my trainer because I just needed to know how to drive down mountains. Yeah, my first week I was in mountains. I did Tennessee. I was where else? I was in Tennessee. I was in the Carolinas, Pennsylvania. Yeah, like it was crazy. It was crazy. Sean Junior 95. Yeah, you can email me. Email me at actually the Brandon Brews at gmail.com. Yeah, you can send me an email. I'll respond. Yeah. Hit me up again. Hopefully I can answer your questions to the best of my ability. Oh, PT92. I was saying let me know when you start driving how backing is for you. Cause I don't know how it is in a flatbed. For me, it probably be easier because I done had a box that I'm actually backing, but it probably be different. You should, man. You really should. Like when I started my YouTube channel, well, first of all, you guys, if you look at my videos, it's not all about driving. I'm a tech key guy. I started reviewing tech, reviewing kitchen appliances, started cooking and doing that kind of stuff. So, um, yeah, like document it, do it. Cause I often go back and be looking like, dang, I did all of that. Actually, September would make it 1 year of driving experience for me. Uh, July would make it 1 year for holding my CDL. So that went by so fast. Doesn't even seem like it, but it's actually that fast. So yeah, Christy and PT92, a year could go by really fast. Yeah, it could go by really fast. But I will say this: in the trucking industry, make sure you speak up. When you don't know something, when you want to know something, speak up. Speak up. That's what I did. I did that at Rail a lot. I spoke up. Not being outspoken as in being rude, but I spoke up. Don't assume that your fleet managers are just them people got like 30 people to attend to. And so if you're not vocal, if they not listening to you, um, if they might think you okay. They might think you okay with getting lit miles if you never said nothing about miles. I remember talking to somebody on here. They were like, I'm not getting a lot of miles, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, have you talked to your fleet manager? And they was like, nah. I'm like, well, you might want to start there. So don't wait till you're angry and upset and then you want to leave the truck somewhere. Now, that's a whole different story. you won't have a job there and you won't have a job nowhere else. That would be an abandonment going on your record. Eddie Vargas, hello, how are you? I'm good, man. Yes, I am working local now. I am on a dedicated fleet with Martin Transport, and I am home every single day. It's funny, yeah. Basically, it's the same thing as OTR regional. Yeah, I am taking my 10 hour at home. I am taking a 10 hour every day, but um, now my body is adjusting to this new schedule. I am waking up earlier. Like one day, I think I cut the grass. I went to church. That was Sunday. I cut the grass, went to church. Then I went to work, and I didn't feel like I was exhausted or anything. So I am getting back into the swing of things, being able to like have a life outside of trucking. So it's kind of hard to balance that sometimes because I don't want to just come home and sleep and then wake up and go to work. But some days, like depends on how many hours I put in, it will go like that. Like I think yesterday I drove over 300 miles just in the Chicago area, circling, going up and back around, and that's a lot. And especially in a city, like it's not like it is interstate highway driving, but it's not interstate like I'm doing a flat 65. It's not that. It's always kind of stop and go. Oh, thanks, Christy. Wow, I appreciate that. And see, that's why I started recording, picked up the camera. I did it mainly for me, but not only that, I was like, well, I can help somebody else out if they making their mind up, or I could show them this is how it go. That's mainly the reason why I recorded. And I still now go through some of them videos just to see, like, I'm like, dang, I was talking about that or whatever. I thought about also speaking up because I'm naturally just living. Yep. Yeah, you can't be laid back in the truck industry. You can't see, this is the thing. It's not just you at the company. You can't be laid back when you go pick up a load. You have to be vocal and ask questions. When you get to a shipper, you check in, and you like people could forget about you. You might see some other trucks come in, get loaded, and then you still sitting there. And if you just sit there, the place could close and you might be there for the whole night. So you have to like, nah, let me go ask them, hey, what's going on? Am I supposed to be here? Am I supposed to be parked over there? What's the deal? And so when I first started, all that stuff, it happened, but it didn't happen twice. I'm like, okay, let me say something. Let me speak up. Hey, am I supposed to park here? Am I supposed to do this? And the best knowledge I can give somebody who's starting out, just soak up everything. Soak up everything. You're gonna talk to, and then when you're out, you're gonna talk to truck drivers. Take the good stuff, leave the bad stuff alone, because some people have some bad habits and they'll say whatever. This is what I would do. I would just drive it. I would just run it. No, don't drive a broken trailer because you can get fined and your company can get fined, and then that's not, you can't make money that way. Did you go through the GYCDL program, Eddie? If you went, think so. This is the thing with real, with local. I don't think they let you change. You can't do those kind of changes until you're 6 months. Yeah, you gotta wait till 6 months to do that. I think. Yeah, that was another thing. I tried my best to switch, change, do whatever I could to, I wanted to make more money, but they tried me on a dedicated fleet, and I didn't have a problem with it. Well, yeah, I did have a problem with it. Only problem I had was that they were dropping my cent per mile because I was going to go to a dedicated fleet, and I was like, nah, we ain't doing that. So I would have still only made the same money, and that's not fair. It's like, why would I drive 2,500 and 2,800 miles to make the same money? Like, keep me at my same cent per mile from reefer. That's what I wanted them to do, but they didn't want to do that. Uh, Sean Jr., man, if I tell you, I'll tell you this. It's basically, it had to just be God because it was a testimony with that. Because I applied for Martin Transport. I just, how I found it, I just looked at trucking companies. Like there was about three trucking companies that I had in mind that I liked their model. I didn't see people bashing them. Well, people bash all people have bashed and said stuff about Martin, Rail, whatever. But at the end of the day, you kind of gotta go for what you know, and what you feel. But I just applied. I applied to Martin. I forget the other two, but Martin called me the next day after I applied, and at that time, I only had 5 months of driving experience, and they were like, what the recruiter told me, he said, I think you're a great candidate, but I'm gonna need you to stay there longer. Stay there longer, get you 6 months. He was like, hit me up at the second week in February. He didn't give me a chance to hit him up. He called me and said, are you still interested? We got things and blah, blah, blah. So we did the same thing. I did the application, started filling stuff out. Then we find out that I was shy 1 week of 6 months. And so, oh, so this is what happened. So we were talking about fleets. I was looking for regional. I was like, yeah, let me do regional. And y'all got a regional. And then I said, wait, wait, wait. I know y'all got some dedicated fleets. Martin has a dedicated fleet like at Walmart. I think they might got Target. They got Lowe's. And I always like literally at Toma, there's a Walmart distribution center. They have their own what do you call it? Martin has their own, what am I trying to say? Terminal. They have their own terminal in the Walmart distribution center. And I'm just like, I want to get on that. And so when I told him, I said, you got something regional? He didn't have anything regional, but he had something like 14 days out and come home like 2, 3 days. And I was just like, nah, I don't want to do that. I was still good on coming home every weekend. But so I asked him, I said, got anything else? And he said, well, I got this one local thing. And he started telling me about it. Then he said, you could be home every day. And I said, what? Sign me up for that. So that's just how it went. And then here I am. I didn't work hard for it. It just like fell in my lap. I just had to get that 6 months of driving experience. And know the difference. Jobs are not going off your CDL date when you got your license. They going off your driving experience. How were you driving at rail for 5 months, 6 months? They need to see that. So that's what they're looking at, not how long you had your CDL. Because anybody can go to school and get their CDL, but how long have you been driving? So yeah. Yeah, Christy, you gotta protect. You gotta protect your CDL. And that's what you gotta understand. Like, you gotta stand up for yourself, you gotta speak for yourself. If a company is making you feel like they're doing something that is not safe, or it's unlawful, if they're trying to have you run something that you know you can get stopped for, like you can get stopped for simple stuff. Like if a DOT officer wants to stop you, they're gonna stop you for lights, they're gonna stop you for mud flaps, they're gonna stop you for anything. And because they stop you, they know they can, oh, we probably gonna get something else on this truck too. But if you do a good pre-trip and you know your stuff and you told your company, hey, this is messed up, blah blah blah, I don't want to drive this, blah blah blah, that's the kind of stuff you have to do. But yeah, to answer your question, Sean, it didn't take long at all. Like they were waiting for me. They waited for me to get 6 months. PT92. Oh yeah, I didn't even see your comment, and I'm talking about it. Why do trucks get pulled over? I think the main reason trucks get pulled over is for speeding. That's the biggest thing. I see it all day, all time on 294, 294, 8094. It's a big area that trucks come through. If you notice, if you pay attention to trucks' license plates, most of their license plates are Indiana plates because I guess it's cheap for fleets to get their stuff registered and all of that. But it's an Indiana area, so they come through here a lot. But and I see a lot of trucks pulled over. But you can get pulled over mainly for speeding. That's what I've noticed a lot. And improper lane changing. And when you're not supposed to be in the left lanes and in specific times, like there are signs that say trucks use no trucks in the two left lanes. You're not supposed to be in those lanes. I seen a bad accident like 2 weeks ago. It made me late for work, and it was involving two semis and a car. A car smashed in from the semi in the back. I don't think he was paying attention because the traffic was stopped. Think that person, I think that person died. It was real bad. It was on the news and everything, but you're not supposed to be in those lanes. Eddie, you want to be local, but with not rail. Yeah. The best experience. I mean, the best advice I can give for you: stay there and get your experience up, because you're already there. You ain't gotta go through the preliminaries of taking a drug test unless you got something that's just smooth when you ain't got to worry about it. They ain't like you ain't got to start over from scratch. But yeah, I would say since you're there already, get your experience. But yeah, most definitely, you can hit up a company like Martin Transport. They have local after you get your 6 months. You have to have 6 months of driving experience from Martin. Um, what I won't do probably in the future, I won't go with a bigger company than where I'm at, because this is considered kind of a big company. I would want to kind of go down into like mom and pop, because I don't know. I just feel if I'm gonna stay local, yeah. Let me see what Eddie said. I'm a regional driver. The highest pay I've had been 1,000 one week, but the other weeks, yeah, Eddie. I know. Yeah, that those were my paychecks. Are you Midwest regional? I was Midwest regional reefer. Yeah, man. And then what I didn't know, like I had my dog with me. He was on the road with me, and they take $1,000 deposit. So they took $100 out of every check for 10 weeks until I got $1,000, and they took the deposits for your locks. They did all of that. So you talking about your checks was 500 and 600? Take 100 off of that. That's how my checks were. But thank God he pulled me through. Y'all see these lights on? I'm still alive. I don't look like I was hungry. And I just did what I had to do. Like I was driving Lyft, and I was driving Lyft. I was driving Lyft on the weekend. So, yep, they do. They do have some dedicated routes with Home Depot. And the thing about it so far, well, I like dedicated because you just know what you're doing. Like you know where you're going, and that's it. It don't involve nothing else. I've never had an inspection, Christy. Well, yes, I did. I did get pulled over once. I got pulled over actually like fresh out of phase three. And it wasn't that I was doing anything. Cause when I was with rail and when I drove, I mostly used cruise control. Trucks can only go 65 anyway. You can't, like, only time you speed is if that speed limit dropped and you still going above it, or if you're in a construction zone. So I was headed home. I had just picked up a load, and I think I was relaying it to Gary. It was like a Friday night, and I think I was on the phone, and I just happened to look up, and I see lights, and I'm like, I know, is this for me? So I pull over, and he following me, and I'm just like, dang, okay. So I got off the phone. I was like, let me call you back, so we could figure out what this is. So the trooper, he was nice. He was just like, hey, just out here doing just doing an inspection. That was it. So it was a level three. Level three is when they only want to inspect you and to make sure you have your CDL, make sure that it's valid. And I think I gave him the BOLs. He just wanted to see like everything lining up. I do remember him walking to the front of my truck, and then he walked the side. So I'm assuming he was looking for lights, making sure the lights were working and tires were properly inflated. So he went back, took about 10, 15 minutes, and he gave me this printout. And he said, I didn't find nothing wrong. And he said, have a good night. So, so yeah, I was nervous because getting pulled over in a semi is different from getting pulled over in your car. It's different. It just feel like everybody looking at that big red truck. And that's how I felt. I was just like, oh my gosh. And then I was panicking because I'm like, maybe the lights went out in the back. Maybe. Like I knew like the speed limit was 55 and I had my cruise set on 55. So I knew it was not me speeding. And I'm like, I know I always turn the turn signal on. Well, I was scared. I was like, what can this be? Like, is he, because I don't heard so many stories, but yeah, he was cool, and yeah, that was my first inspection. I think Rail gave me like $30 for that. My fleet manager was like, man, good job on your inspection." So yeah, let me see. I seen a video. State Troopers side. I read that already. Now, so I don't know. I don't know if they're that petty. I can't say. Like, I think so. This is the thing. Even Rail teach you this. Even they say this in CDL training and all. Like, don't be a jerk, because you know some people are like jerks to the police. Why you pulling me over? Blah blah blah. I feel like if you go there with them, they'll go back. You'll be playing tug and war, and they're gonna show you. They're gonna show you who got the bigger balls. So if you want, if you want to get in, if you want them to pull you over and it just be what it is, act accordingly. If they ask for your records, show them your records. Want to see your logs, and that's another thing. They wanted to see my logs too. So that's the biggest thing. Like, know how to do your logs. Make sure them logs are right. Know how to do your logs. Know how to email them if they ask for it. Know how to go through them. Like, know how to do that. So I live in Louisville, Kentucky. I come home on Saturdays. I drive a dry van. Okay, so you're not far at all. So your main terminal is probably Gary. Is that right? Yes, Christy. I am much happier. I am. Like, I even told my mother the other day. I said I don't even talk about work about to you. I used to call her and vent all the time because it was just so much, so much. And but at that time, yeah, it was just a lot. Like leaving your house on a Monday and you come back Friday, Saturday, and next week your check is $500. You like, well, why did I leave home? Why did I? What did I get myself into? And so some companies will make you feel like you're at the mercy of them. Like, hey, we got you. And I just had to remind myself, no, they don't. So if I break this contract, yeah, I'll pay you back, whatever. So that was the only thing. I just needed the experience. That's it. So, and when I talked to my fleet manager, he did say, "Hey, down the line, you can come back if you want to." So I didn't leave on a bad term or anything. Like I remember that video I told you about me and my fleet manager getting into it, and I realized that the title was clickbaitish, and I'm not doing clickbait anymore because it warranted attention, and people were like, "You should have did this. You should have never did that." Blah blah blah. I'm like, wait, hold on. I ain't perfect, but I know good and well like the proof is in the pudding. No, ain't no fleet manager. The same fleet manager you got into it telling you can come back. They sending text messages saying, "Is the grass green on the other side?" They literally said that in the message. Is the grass green on the other side? We have work for you. We have responsibility. We got positions for you. And I'm like, nah, I'm okay. Uh yeah, Eddie. Yeah, 65 seems, at first I thought 65 was slow. And okay, I'm gonna say, yeah, it is slow. It is slow. But it's safe. I will say 65 is safe. And but I know why they're doing it. They're doing it for their safety score and they're doing it for fuel consumption. That's what they're doing for. But you can go 67 for 20 minutes. Smart pass. I used to tell my smart pass up. Especially if I was going home. I remember being with my trainer in Texas. Texas speed limit was 75. Now that sucked. I'm like, they should be like, well, if you go to Texas, you'll get 70. But no, 65 is too slow. I could never pass anybody. And there were people always in that lane going a little slow. But by the time you get over to pass them, somebody behind you, you done pulled up a whole line, and then people don't give respect to semis either. Like if you're trying to get over, why not get out the way? They'll just go the same speed as you. So Christy, it depends on the day though. Depends. If you some days you like just gotta get there. But I remember when I started with my trainer, I did because he told me he started at 60. He was like, just set the cruise at 60. I was like, okay. And then like 2 days later, I was going 61, 62, 63. By that second week, I was at 65 flat. Um, I remember we were driving home. He was driving to Nebraska, and the speed limit was like 70, and he was using Smart Pass. And then when I drove one day, I was like, "How you do that?" You tap the pedal twice, the boom boom, and it goes to 67. Man, I used to only do that when I was going home. I was ready to go. But there's 3 levels. Level 3 is the easiest one. Level 3 is when they just verify. Level 3 is like you getting pulled over in your personal car. Level 2 is uh I want to say level 2 is it's like it's in between. I know level 1 is when they about to actually pre-trip your truck, when they about to open the engine compartment and they're about to look at everything. They about to see is your oil low. They're gonna look and see if they're gonna check your brakes. They're gonna check your brake to make sure your lining, you have enough lining. They're gonna check the tire thread. That's the stuff they're gonna check. They're gonna check and see if you got any leaks. They might have you do a brake test to make sure that that you don't have any leaks and stuff. That's what the level 1 is. I don't know anybody who's gotten a level 1 inspection, but I can just imagine I don't know if you piss off the cop for them to do that, but I think this is the thing about inspections. I feel like if you have a clean truck, you take care of your truck and your equipment, you won't get touched. Because a clean truck on the road don't look like it's bothering nobody. But if you got a truck that got a light out, you got a truck that got a mirror hanging, yeah, they probably gonna pull you over. Eddie, keep making trucking videos. Thank you for motivating me. You're one of the first people I found on YouTube when I was looking for info. Oh wow, man. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, 65 is safe. Yeah. It was crazy because my trainer, he was an owner operator. And when you're an owner operator, especially with that company, you could get the governor off, but he never did because he said he wanted to save on fuel because he pays for his own fuel. But if I was an owner operator, I'd take that mess off. This is my truck. I'm paying a payment. I want to see, and that's the thing. Like I always wanted to see how powerful the actual truck can be because they're watered down. There's a RPM watered down. You can tell because your RPMs won't even they don't even go up high. It's like the engine, the computer is they have it rigged that it's only gonna do so much. And even like when you turn on the Freightliners, it says economy. There's a different mode, and even on their trucks, rail trucks, they wouldn't let you do manual. You can't shift it manual, but there is a manual mode. Now I think you can shift like when you're going up or down. You can shift. You can downshift. You can do that. Or you can downshift or upshift. I think you can do that. But as far as drive it like it's a manual, keep changing the gears, it's not gonna let you do that. Yeah, Christy, I remember when I was in New York. New York was weird because they had these rest areas set up with DOT. And they had a sign that says if this light is flashing, you have to bring you if for a truck, you have to bring your truck through this rest area. So they had all these cones lined up and they had you snake in, and every time I had to go through, I was scared. I was just like, are they gonna stop me? Because I seen people, they had the engines open, they was looking at the tires, they had the tire thumper, and I'm just like, dang, like why did I want to go to New York? But I was fine. They never said nothing. They was actually just waving. It was like, hey. And then I learned too though, based on your company's safety score, you don't really go through a lot of way stations. If your company has a good safety score, you might bypass those scale stations. You might not get pulled over as much. Some people do gotta get pulled over though. You're gonna get pulled over. I'm glad I did get pulled over just so I'll know what to do and how it feels to get pulled over in the truck. So yeah. All right, y'all. It has been 1 hour. 1 hour, 1 minute. Yeah, I'm getting off of here too, Christy. Definitely was always worried going through New York. Luckily, the lights was never flashed. Good, but all the lights was flashing in my mind. I went through like going to New York was like three, four. I went through like three of them, and then coming back, I went through all of them. But that's one thing I like though. Rail did have always they had good equipment. I ain't gonna say every trailer was good, but as far as trucks, I had a brand new truck. So and one nothing wrong with what was I calling her? Ruby. I miss Ruby. I wish I still had that truck. I miss it really. It was very smooth and all of that. And it was new. But oh wow, child support. That's what's up. I'm in week 2 of training, but can't wait to be alone. Oh, you sound like me. That was me, man. Like, for all y'all don't know, I am an only child. So I kind of I'm an only child and I'm probably like a slight introvert. But I just needed my own space. Like being in that truck, it's uh it's too small, especially for two grown men, two grown adults. It's tight. But hey, y'all, I'm about to get off of here. Thank you so much for all the love, for the questions, for conversations. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for all the support with the channel. And if you ever need to hit me up, you can hit me up, leave a comment. And also my email address, I'll give it to you again. It is my YouTube name. It's thebrandonbrews@gmail.com. You can hit me up there. You can always say something on any of the videos or whatever. And yeah, that's it. What's up, Darian? Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I promise you, I'm gonna stay consistent. I do have a video coming out tonight. It should be dropping out. It should be dropping within like the next 30 minutes. It was uploading upstairs on my iPad. I think you guys will enjoy it. I'm trying to experiment with some different angles. I have a GoPro, just haven't been using it like it needs to be used. But I captured her backing. I did get some footage of hooking and unhooking and all of that. So y'all let me know. Y'all be looking out for it. It should be out in the next 30 minutes. It's 8:04 Central Standard Time here. It should be out by 9. I just got to make sure it uploaded and cleared with YouTube. But all right, y'all. Y'all be blessed. Have a safe night. Have a good week. Talk with you guys soon. Bye-bye.